Sagittarius, welcome back to Love from a Leo. This is going to be your May 2019 tarot reading. Obviously, before we start, I want to let you know what crystals I'm using and then also the message that I was getting for you guys when I was meditating with your energy. So first off, we have rose quartz, amethyst, angelite, and clear quartz. Alrighty, so the message that I was getting when I was sitting with your energy, this is a time where you're going to need to set and achieve your goals, okay? So you want to have a very focused mindset during the month of May. You want to make sure you're being very structured. You want to make sure you're restricting yourself from things that are not going to be helping you. And you want to be just really steadfast on whatever it is that you're trying to do. And also believe that you can create a stable, secure lifestyle for yourself with hard work. Ambition is going to be everything through this month, okay? So ambition is very important. Alrighty, so let's start with your past. What was happening in the past for Sagittarius? Past for Sagittarius, there we go. Alright, so the energy for your past, we have the Four of Swords. So you were putting something to rest. You were probably taking a break from something, probably just taking it real slow, not doing too much about a certain situation because you just needed a break. So what do we need a break in? Ten of Swords in reverse. There was something that came back up that needed to be ended. I think this is something that you already knew how this situation was going to go. I think that you had been down this road before and you just needed to take time away and really end a cycle with something that needed to be ended. This also could have involved yourself, your finances, so it could have involved your job. Maybe you felt like you were going down the same road of not being appreciated at your job. And I think you were starting to question your independence and maybe like your vitality at this job as well. Four of Pentacles in reverse. I think that you were starting to speak up a little bit more or be more vocal about what you had going on. But I think ultimately you weren't feeling very secure within your finances. I think that you felt like you needed more, or you felt maybe you were spending too much at one point. What exactly needed to be ended? What needed to end for Sag? Okay, so there was a cycle that needed to end. This cycle, it's something that, it's a good thing. It's like the congratulations card. You needed to get past maybe a thought process or a way of thinking. It's something that you had constantly been doing, and I think you finally ending this, whatever was affecting your self-esteem, whatever was affecting your spending habits, you finally being able to do this gave you a little bit more happiness in your life, you know, a time of celebration instead of feeling so down and so bored. You just needed to end an old way of things that were happening. And let's see, why is this Four of Pentacles coming up? Four of Pentacles is coming up because you were not emotionally stable. And you felt like you couldn't express yourself. You felt like you weren't ready to express yourself because maybe things were just not working out for you. I think you were feeling a little lackluster, you know. I think you were feeling like annoyed at your job. I think you were feeling like you weren't prepared to do the things that you wanted to do, and it started to really weigh you down when it came to your self-esteem or just how you were expressing yourself emotionally. You may have started being a little bit more angry or irritable because things were just not going well in your work life or your work situation, your finances. So let's get a little bit of advice for my Sagittarius to work on the situation if you have not already fixed it. If you have fixed it, it still will apply to you as well. So Three of Swords. So you have to allow whatever letdown, whatever tribulation that has come into your way, that has felt like daggers in your heart, you have to learn how to move past that. But be honest about it. Figure out why it happened. What does this mean to you? What is this going to provide for you in the future? What asset, what skill, what strategy does this make you work on as a person instead of focusing on the hurt that this situation caused? So you have to just be a little bit more objective about the situation and not so emotional about the situation, and really look at it for what it is and figure out how you can use that to your benefit to grow as a person. How can you use that restriction and spin it into gold? you use the hard lesson that you learned in the situation and make it into a success story? So that's what you have to keep your mindset on. How can I make this better? What can I do to keep things going? How can I create a secure, stable, abundant sense of self with this trial and tribulation that I had to go through? All right. So let's go ahead and move on into your present energy, Sag. So the energy for your present energy is the Nine of Cups. So this is a good card. This means you're very comfortable. This doesn't mean that you are feeling like everything is perfect, but I think you feel comfortable. I think you have an understanding of how things are going. I think that you may find that things are not as hard as they were. And I think you're okay with the way that things are going. Now, the details of that, we have the Chariot card. So things are going to start changing for you. Things may start speeding up a little bit more. This could involve a Cancer, but that's, for very few of you. You could be feeling comfortable with the Cancer. But I think this is indicating a time where things are finally starting to move forward for you and it's not so stagnant. Because I feel like the stagnant energy that was happening in your recent past, it was causing a stuffy feeling for you, like almost like you didn't want to do anything. You were feeling restless, but at the same time, you don't want to do anything. I think this present energy for you in the month of May, it's really going to give you a boost to, get things started. It's like when you turn on some type of machine that hasn't been on for a long time. I don't know. You turn it on and things slowly but surely start to boot back up. So I think that's what's happening for you. And it'll start to pick up the more that you put your efforts and your attention into that. So the end of the happy story has not yet come, but it is coming. So it's like you're working towards a happy ending, but you still have a ways to go. Like I said, this is going to be a time where you have to really focus in on your goals and really work towards them. It's not going to be handed to you, and it's not going to be just like a miracle. It'll feel like a miracle once it happens, but it's because of how much work you put into that. So it's your ambition that's going to drive this, okay? And last but not least, Knight of Swords, you're charging towards something. You're going to be charging towards that goal that I told you to go ahead and set for yourself, and you've planned it out. And so with planning it out, you know the steps that you have to do, and even if something pops up, you're able to finesse your way around it. And so that's what's going to really get you towards the end of that goal. That's what's going to, create that stable, secure reward for yourself. What are we moving towards? So things are speeding up. It could be with a Pisces, or it could just be in a situation where you've been having to sit back and watch things play out. So maybe you didn't have control over a situation, and now the person who had control of the situation, they're finally making a decision. They're finally letting you know what's going on. And so that's a good thing. Things are starting to speed up in a decision, or it's not going to be as stagnant anymore. So it's like, instead of it being no wind or anything outside, you're going to start seeing the trees and everything start to move because wind is starting to pick up. And so, things are starting to happen. What goal are you planning for? What are you moving towards? Two of Cups in reverse. You could be moving into a less emotional state of being. So you're focusing more on your practicality. You're focusing more on the things that are not so tied into your emotions. And I think this could be a good thing for a lot of Sages, because I think you guys need to have this moment where you're only focused on yourself. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Three of Swords. Getting past something that was disappointing, that could have involved the person that you were with. You're restoring that balance for yourself. You're finally putting something to rest that needed to be put to rest, So now that energy of the past where you were resting and it was time for you to start doing something, you finally are putting what needs to be at rest, which is all the things that aren't helping you get to your goal. So now it's like you're starting to making some movements. You're starting to feel the wind pick up. And the only thing that's being put to rest are the things that are not helping you. So that's going to be a huge indicator that you are maturing, So let's give you some advice on your present energy. Five of Wands. Fight for what you want. Face the challenge. Go get it, okay? Go get it. So that's the mindset we definitely want to have throughout this May. Obviously, I keep saying set your goal, achieve it, ambition, go get it. Go out there and go get it. Go get what you want. Now, the future for you, Sag. The energy for your future. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. So you aren't connecting with that many people. In fact, you're starting to disconnect. The need for you to connect to others, I think, is out the window at this point. I think you really want to focus on yourself. And I think that's what you need in order to secure your well-being at this point. I think you just need time away. I think you need to focus on your how you feel on the inside, your intuition, your feelings. You're going to be disconnecting from situations that you felt like you lost in. So situations where you felt like you were not the winner, or you felt like they didn't end up in your favor, you're going to be disconnecting from them. Whether it's emotionally, physically, the way you communicate with this person or situation could be, more blunt, or you may not even communicate at all, because you're just over it. I think you are finally at a position where you're comfortable not needing to be around people that, people or situations that you feel don't serve you. You know what I mean? I think you're just at a point where you're like, you know what? I learned what I needed to learn. At this point, I have too much that I'm trying to do, and I'd rather be comfortable with myself than try to please you. And then Strength card in reverse. Disconnecting from something that you felt like you needed in order to be strong. So let's get a little bit more details on the situation. So what situation, a little bit more details on this Five of Swords in reverse. What situation is this about? Okay, so this could involve a Virgo in your life, Sagittarius. You're getting over having to be social to get what you want. It's like you figured out that the answer is within yourself. All you need is you. And so now it's like you don't have to express yourself to those who just don't get it. And I think you're feeling that because you're just tired of trying to explain yourself. You're tired of trying to get out of cycles that keep happening. You're tired of feeling less than worthy. You're just tired of it. And so I think you're moving past that, and I think you're starting to express it in a way that nobody else has to hear but yourself. Now, don't get too trigger happy with this, because this is saying that you could have embarrassing moments for yourself or have some outburst. So make sure you're still keeping it, cute. Don't get too crazy with that feeling. But know that you're tired of trying to prove something to someone who isn't worth it. And I think that's where this energy is coming from. So what are we comfortable with? What is Sagittarius happy with? What are you comfortable with at this moment? So you're comfortable with something that was revealed to you at work. You could be comfortable with the way that things go at work. If it's a sneaky situation, or you feel like you can't trust the people in your job, you're like, look, I'm just going to go to work, put in what I have to, do what I got to do, and that's it. I'm not going to put much more effort into it than I have to, because it seems to be that there's some loose ends that you don't have anything to do with, but it's like you're seeing something happen. You're seeing someone set their own trap, and you're like, go ahead, do it. I see what's going on, but I'm not going to tear myself down to help you out. And I think you're truly just at a point where you're ready to work on yourself. And so you don't have time to try to babysit someone else. You don't have time to try to get someone to understand where you're coming from. So you could be dealing with an earth sign. This situation could be involving an earth sign for sure. More specifically, it could be a Virgo. All right, so it seems as though you're letting something with the Virgo, you're letting it be, because at this point you're focused on yourself. And I also think that you're taking on characteristics of not trying to control everything. You're just trying to cut back on what doesn't help you out. And I think that's what's going to be beneficial for you. I think this will take a little bit of time, but I think a lot of lessons will be learned, and I think a lot of success will be earned. So understand that if you work on yourself and you focus on yourself and you try not to be conniving, manipulating, and you really, truly, honestly work for what you want and you earn it, I think things will fall into place accordingly. Yeah, Sag, I think this is a really good reading. I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel because I love to see the family grow. And also hit the notification bell because YouTube needs to start notifying you guys when I upload for you so you don't miss out, because I post these videos for you guys and I need you guys to know when they're out there. So please click the notification bell after you subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for watching the videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Love from a Leo. If I'm not your favorite Leo, I will be very soon. And until next time, my beautiful sassy Sag, I will see you in the next video. Bye.